Hi. Hello. Welcome to Follow Your Heart podcast for another Spiritual Biz 101 session. Today we're going to talk about using your intuition to guide you in your business. And as always, I'm recording outside here in the beautiful island of Ometepe. And using nature as medicine, as always, to inspire and channel messages for you in the form of this podcast. So, just today I had a beautiful group coaching call with my mastermind group of ladies for Passion to Profit, and we had a guest speaker, Sharma Pillai, who I love dearly. She is an amazing energetic healer and light worker. She works a lot with removing entities, reptilians, chips, and other types of things to help clear your energetic field and help you with your spiritual path. And today on the call, as she was a guest speaker, someone asked a question about their intuition. She had said, I feel like I've always been really intuitive, like I've known that about myself. And yet I feel like I don't know what to do next, like where to really take the next step in my spiritual gifts, like what do I do next, what do I read next, what do I try? And so she was just seeking for some help from Sharma. And I loved Sharma's response, and this really goes for all of us to remember. Like you may know, and I'm trusting that most of you or all of you listening know that you are intuitive. And you've experienced it in some form or another, and you have these beautiful spiritual gifts. Maybe you don't know all of them or exactly how to use the ones that you've unlocked so far or remembered per se, because you already know you have them, but it's just a matter of remembering in this lifetime that you have them. But maybe there is some doubt, like, oh, am I really that special? Or maybe you're getting signs, but you're blocking them from yourself. And I love Sharma's answer, going back to the girl's question about being intuitive and not knowing what to do next. And Sharma's answer was to do nothing. And you're like, oh yeah, by doing nothing, everything comes to me. And I wrote that down through a meditation before, and I love that just came through me right now again. That by doing nothing, everything comes to me. Like, how amazing is that? That we have permission to be in stillness, and everything we desire and all of the questions we have flow to us in divine timing. And I have been resisting that quite a bit lately, even though I knew something new was coming through me in my business. And once again, I really pride myself on using my intuition. I'm a splenic authority from human design perspective, and it's very instinctual and quick when I get my intuitive nudges. And I also use my guides and my higher self and future self to support me. And there's times when I wasn't listening, and this was new to me because for a while I was really intuitive. I would listen to every single sign and message, whatever form it came in, whether it was a feather or a bee buzzing in my ear or landing on me, or a podcast episode I listened to that guided me and was my sign for the question I had. I would listen to everything as a sign, and suddenly I started to shut that off and question it. And this really caused a lot of turmoil within me, where I got sick in different forms twice in 1 month, and that's so rare for me. And I had my period early, which never happens, and this all just happened recently, within the last couple of weeks. And by the time you listen to this, it'll be a month from now, but the moment I'm recording this, it's just happened. And so my intuition and my guides were like, hey, listen to us, slow down, we're trying to speak to you, we're giving you messages and guidance, and you're asking us for help, but you're not listening. And twice I was like, wow, I thought I was listening, and I slowed down for a little bit, and then I sped back up to trying to make things happen, and trying to force things to happen, and try to do versus just be in the stillness and let answers come to me. And I realized all of the forcing and trying was because of fear of money. And I was being called, and I had these intuitive answers for the questions of, okay, what am I being called to next? And I knew something was changing in my business and my life. And I was trying to make space for it, but then my ego was holding on of like, no, this is unknown and you don't know how to make money a different way. So just keep doing what you're doing and force it to work still. It's going to work out. And the more I tried to force it, the more tired I got and ended up getting sick. So a reminder with our intuition is it's always speaking to us, and our guides are always speaking to us in different ways and giving us signs and symbols. And they come in all different forms. It may be something as random as seeing 333 or 111 or 1111 or 1031 or 1022 or 408, whatever number is significant to you, like 3 times in a day. And you're like, wow, that's a lot. There's something there. But you're like, no, it's just a coincidence, right? Those are signs. And the next step you can take is look up what the meaning of that sign is potentially. If you want, you can Google it or go within, right? You can really ask yourself, your inner self or your guides, what does this mean? Because you could have your own meaning what's different than Google. So it's paying attention and being aware of those signs. And typically it means being present and doing nothing or being still. And for some of us, doing nothing means going for a walk without an intention or a goal, right? It means going for a walk without listening to a podcast or accomplish something or to get a certain amount of steps in or to go to a destination. It just means to go on a walk and be present, smelling the air, speaking to the trees and nature, hugging a tree, looking at the sky, smiling, and walking at a steady, slow pace. That could be doing nothing to you, without an intention or expectation of a result. So through our intuition, it can guide us in our business, and it always does for me, even if it doesn't make sense and I feel like I'm taking a step backwards and not seeing the results, aka the money right away. Trusting that my intuition is guiding me to the highest good for myself and all involved. So if you want to follow the path of least resistance and the most abundance and joy, I invite you to use your intuition to guide you. It may not be the path of quote unquote the most money or success right away, but it will guide you to the most joy and abundance in life. And isn't that what the ultimate success is and why we came here in the first place? Is to experience the zest of life, to experience God and herself in our physical form of being a human in this lifetime. So I invite you to listen to those signs. And even if they sound crazy and you're like, that could mean something, or it could not, but I'm going to choose it means something because this feels fun and this feels right. To trust that about yourself and see where it guides you. And start tracking those signs if that's what it takes in the beginning to really build the trust and the momentum. Because it is a habit you have to practice, and it does take speaking to others about it, even if it sounds silly. I point out, oh my gosh, it's a 111 right now. Or like the synchronicities of, oh wow, a feather just fell from the sky. What does that mean? And I'll say that out loud and ask someone. And it may sound crazy and they may give you a certain look, or they may get excited and like, oh my gosh, you believe in that too? And I'm like, yeah, everything's a sign. So practice and play with it and see where it leads you. And if you see a sign or even a repeating number, angel number, take a screenshot and tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see those signs and synchronicities because it excites me and it brings me back to my why as well, and excites me and helps me look for those signs as well. So I hope this serves you in your business and on your spiritual journey. I so see you. I appreciate all of the work you're doing on yourself and in supporting others and ascending this beautiful planet we live in this here and now moment. This beautiful pivotal moment in the new earth that's being anchored in right now. So I thank you, I love you, and I send you all of the healing vibes from here in Ometepe. And until next time, goodbye guys, ciao.